Drew, when did you decide to get enrolled in the MMFLA?
I'd say it was before the law was even passed. 2008, I knew this was something I wanted to be a part of. And I was one of the first people that signed up in middle of 2009.
What was the first thing you thought of when I asked you to join Redemption?
Yes, I want to be a part of this. This is going to be something cool. This is going to be something I want to do.
Awesome. What was? Did you have any experience with other brands nationally or locally talking to you as well? I mean, what kind of set it apart?
Yeah, what set it apart for me was what Redemption stands for, and that it's looking to the past and the future. There's been a lot of people that have been negatively affected by the war on drugs, and this gives back and helps, as opposed to some people that I think have gotten it just for money. And this is in it because we love what we do, and we want to give back. We want to be a part of the community.
Awesome. How important is it to you to be a part of a team with professionals on this project?
It's very important. We've had many brands come to us and ask us to supply flower to their brands. Different levels of professionalism, we've seen all kinds. One of the main reasons why we want to work with Redemption is the professionalism, is the depth of industry knowledge on all levels of the industry.
Thank you. Drew, how do you see the next 3 to 5 years of the whole Michigan marijuana market rolling out, and where do you see yourself and Driven Grow?
You know, market as a whole, I see over the next 3 to 5 years it becoming much more diverse and much more robust. I think we're going to see many different grows, we're going to see many different dispensaries, we're going to see adult use, we're going to see social use clubs. I see it developing into a real thing, much like alcohol did after Prohibition when it came back. Bars opened back up. I see it expanding, I see it maturing, and I see myself being a part of that. I've said since I started this business that I want to make a business that outlasts me, and that's one of the things that I love about Redemption, being a part of this. I think Redemption, I think Driven Grow, it's going to be around long after we're gone, and that gives me great pride and joy believing that.
Great. So describe to me your cultivation facilities, whether it's the way you grow, the square footage. What's kind of your thought behind it?
Well, let me start with saying we're in Frederick, Michigan. Very happy to be here. The township has been great to work with, and welcomed us with open arms. Our facility is a 12,000 square foot grow space right now. We have a 1,500 plant Class C license. We're currently building our next 12,000 square foot facility, which will contain a Class C adult use license. And we're in a very, very rural area. We have 75 acres here, a lot of room to expand. We want to try some outdoor grows. We want to try some greenhouse grows, and grow with the industry. Continue.
That's great. One thing I'm hearing at the retail level is everyone's loving Driven Grow pre-rolls already. They're saying they're the best on the market. Use all flower, great flower. Explain to me kind of your idea or reasoning on why you've kept your price down at a wholesale level, and what's that's done for your strategic partners.
It's our goal with everything we do to grow the best quality product we can. We don't want to cut corners in anything. We say to ourselves throughout the day, how can we make this process better, or how can we make that process better? But first and foremost, we think, how can we make sure that the bud is always top quality? That's what's important to us.
See, that's a little different. I've been, ever since the 2016 Act passed, I've met a lot of people coming in the industry, and I've heard a lot of cannabis is all the same, it's a commodity, let's just grow as much as we can. I don't think that's the case, and it's exciting and refreshing that you guys are aren't taking that model. How do you see that holding up? Is it going to end up being, craft cannabis, like the micro breweries, better than the Miller Lights, or do you think it's just going to go all?
My opinion is they'll be all the above.
Okay.
I think there will be some large brands that provide a cheaper quality product, let's say, and then I think there'll be smaller craft, very one-off brands that are in more of a niche market. I believe that, as to one of the first questions, the industry will be diverse. The industry will be robust, and it'll be great to see that.
Drew, you're growing great flower. What makes your method of cultivation stand out in the industry, and how are you able to do what you're doing?
There's a lot of different ways to grow cannabis. Different people will say this is the best way, this is the best way. I think number one, you just have to always focus on quality. Whether it's hydro, whether it's soil, we typically grow in soil, but it's just attention to detail. You got to give it some love. You got to love what you do. You got to enjoy what you're doing every day. I mean, it may sound funny, but it's really like, I think that showing the plants some love is important.
I think so. We're seeing it in the marketplace.
Right.
So, Drew, we've talked about pre-rolls. What are some of the other types of products that you see yourself being on the market with, and with Redemption?
Whole flower has always been very, very important to us. That's kind of the main part of it. The pre-rolls, also flower pre-rolls, top quality, same THC as the buds. That's a big part of it. Our extraction lab will be opening this spring 2020. With the extraction lab, we're going to be providing all types of products in there. I can't say for sure which products we'll do and won't do over the years, but I can say that the products we do make are going to be top quality.
Awesome. Drew, I'll never forget the day that I first met you. I was on the road traveling, early 2010, middle of 2010, recruiting people for the Michigan Association Compassion Centers. I helped form it, and pulled in into Gaylord, and you and Ricky were there and had a great conversation. How do you remember that?
Just like that. I remember you guys coming in and didn't know you at all. I kind of remember just being like, gosh, these kind of guys I want to be friends with, At that point in my life, we had started a dispensary in Gaylord and had worked with the local community to open that, and there was some uncertainties in the market. The Michigan Supreme Court, or the Michigan Court of Appeals, had just ruled against dispensaries, so it was uncertain. We didn't know our business model, what we were going to be doing, how we were going to be doing it. And I just knew, even before then, that I needed to be in advocacy work, but hearing your story and what everyone else in the industry was going through, I just knew I needed to be an advocate. I needed to tell my story because cannabis is so important to me as a medicine. Also think, obviously no one should ever go to jail for this, but it's something that's truly helped me, and I just want to try to give back.
So you're a pretty soft-spoken guy. You don't toot your own horn much at all, that I hear, but a lot of people don't know that you went to jail pre-medical marijuana as really taking a stance, and had to spend 30 days in jail. Tell me a little bit about that. How did that happen?
Around 2006, I had about 10 friends over. We were having a small gathering at my house. The police came to the door and said that there was someone illegally parked. They forced their way in my home and arrested me for about 1.5 grams of dried flower. Didn't take me to jail that night, but I started through the court system. One of the stipulations at the time, after I went through court, was that I couldn't use cannabis. I'm a paraplegic and use it for pain management, among a few other things. And it had literally saved my life by not being able to, or not being on opioids, which I'm allergic to, and we all know that route. So that was, important. They said that I couldn't use cannabis And it was truly a medicine for me at that time. It was around 2006, and I said, I'm going to be using it. I guess I took a stand, and the judge said, well, if you're not going to take, if you're not going to quit using cannabis and not take urine tests, then we're going to put you in jail. And I said, well, then you got to do what you got to do, and spent 30 days in jail for that. They let me out because of overcrowding, and should have been 90 actually. So.
What strains right now is Driven Grow producing that patients and consumers will be able to soon see on the market with Redemption?
Right now we have 3 great strains: Gorilla Glue, Gooberry, and Pineapple Express. We like to grow strains that we know are of the top quality, and we've tested them, grown them. We will be bringing more strains on as time goes. We have a great team of people here. There's 15 of us right now. Most of us have worked together and or been friends for 10, 15, 20 years. We're really family, and we love what we do.
How's that been? Because I've, the last 10 years, I've seen so many friendships broken, even breakups, all types of things going on in the cannabis world and any business. Such a stressful 10 years. How have you guys been able to keep it all together?
Boy, yeah, there's been some ups and downs as far as the industry is concerned with the different iterations of the law and court rulings and stuff. But as far as being business partners and friends, that's of the utmost importance to us. Me and Ricky Weber have been business partners now for close to 10 years.
Yep.
And open lines of communication, working together, seeing things from different viewpoints and listening to each other, I think is great. And that's the same way with all the employees here. We're really all a team. We all work together here.
Yeah, awesome. I don't see that. One of the things I love about Driven Grow and also the other Redemption strategic partners is there's not this ego. There's not this ego. You see a lot of chest pounding right now and a lot of that, and it's really.
We'll let the product speak for itself.
I
have faith in the product. I know it's quality, and we'll prove it through that.
All right.